Pac-Man Trolls here with another Magic the Gathering deck tech. This time I'm going to be going over my Izzet deck, and it's pretty freaking awesome. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to have our land-based first, as usual. So, the Izzet Guildgate, we have one of these, enters the battlefield tapped, adds a red and blue mana to your pool. The Temple of Epiphany, one of these as well, it enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, you scry, and it adds a red and blue mana to your pool. We have 10 basic mountain land cards, which I have of all older set. 10 basic mountains, 10 basic islands, another older set. But yeah, so 10 basic mountains, 10 basic islands. Our creatures of the deck, for our 1-drops, we have 2 Cloudfin Raptors. 2 Cloudfin Raptors. These are, whenever they enter the battle, they're flying and evolve, so whenever a creature bigger than them enters the battlefield, they get a +1/+1 in their toughness or power, It's a, so it becomes huge, and it's a flying, so it's great for 1 blue mana. And it's a great card. We have 3, which this is a big part of the entire deck. We have 3 Blister Coil Weirds. These are great cards. 1 red or blue mana. Whenever you cast an instant or a sorcery spell, this gets a +1/+1, and you untap it. So it's a 2/2 whenever you cast an instant or a sorcery, and it untaps. That's a really good card to have in this deck, especially in my opinion. Then we have our Nivix Guildmage. This is a 1 red, 1 blue, and you tap a red, a blue, and a colorless. You draw a card, then discard a card, and if you tap a red, a blue, and 2 colorless, you can copy a target instant or sorcery, and choose new targets for the copy, and it's a 2/2. So this is another good card for the deck, to be honest. This card I'm actually planning on getting more of, and like I'm gonna say right now, this deck may need to be some more progress to it. I'll post more stuff, I guess, but I mean, right now I need more of these. These are great cards. Young Pyromancer for 1 red and 1 colorless. And whenever you cast an instant or a sorcery spell, you put more 1/1 tokens out on the field, and it's a 2/1. So that's a really good card. I only have 1 of those at the moment. We have 2 Celestial Starfish. These are really good cards. You tap a 1 blue, 1 colorless. You get a 0/3 that if you tap it, you can scry. So it's a good defense, kind of, for the beginning, and you can use it for scrying, which is always a good thing. Our next 2-drop, we have a playset of these bad boys, and these are great cards to have in the deck, especially. We have our Goblin Electromancers. For 1 red, 1 blue, you get instant spells and sorcery spells cost 1 less mana to cast, and they're 2/2, so 4 less mana to cast with all 4 of these out. And that just helps so much with your instants and sorceries. For our 3-drops, we have the Spellheart Chimeras, 2 of those, 1 red, 1 blue, 1 colorless. You have flying and trample. Its power and toughness is equal, or its power is equal to the number of instants and sorceries in your graveyard with a toughness of 3. And it's really good because the instants and sorceries are a big part of my deck. And of course, these are kind of game winners. They're phenomenal. 3 Gutter Snipes, 1 red, 2 colorless. Whenever you cast an instant or a sorcery, it deals 2 damage to each opponent. With all of these out, you can just annihilate, burn their health. And they're a 2/2. But they're great cards. That's our creature base. Now we get into our instants, because those are the next big thing. Instants, for our 2-drops, we go straight to 2. We have Voyage's Ends. 2 of these, 1 blue, 1 colorless. It returns a target creature card, returns a target creature to its hand, to its owner's hand, and it's scry 1, so that's a damn good card to just kind of remove those creatures out of your way, kind of, in the beginning of an attack or whatever. We, of course, need our counter spells, so we have 2 negates. That's 1 blue, 1 colorless. You counter a target non-creature spell. That's good for countering your burn against your Gutter Snipes or whatever the hell else as well. And then we have 2, of course, some burn for ourselves because it's a Zet, so we need our burn. 2 Lightning Strikes, 1 red, 1 colorless, deals 3 damage to a target creature or player, so this is great for burning those creatures out of your way, or even those players just burn their health down. We have one Izzet charm, one red, one blue, and you choose to either counter a target non-creature spell. Its controller has to pay 2 mana if he wants to play it, or it deals 2 damage to a target creature, or draw 2 cards then discard 2 cards. Mainly I use this to draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. It depends on the other ones. So our other spell is cancel. 2 blue, 1 colorless, counter a target spell. Just counter anything. Great card to have. This card is an older card, but it's phenomenal. It's basically free. Rewind. 2 blue, 2 colorless, counter target spell, untap 4 lands. So it's for 4 mana, you just basically go, I'm countering. You untap your land again. So it's phenomenal. Steam Augury, this is a good card. 1 red, 1 blue, 2 colorless. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library, separate them into 2 piles. An opponent chooses one of those piles, you put that pile into your hand, and then the other into your graveyard. So this is a good card. I like it a lot. It helps. I just realized I kind of messed up the stack here, but oh well. This is Dragon Shift. It's a 3rd mana one. 1 blue, 1 red, 1 colorless. You get to make a creature a 4/4 blue and red dragon, loses all abilities but gains flying, or you can overlord it and make every creature 4/4 tracking it until the end of turn and attack. So this is a good card. We have 2 awesome Burn Aways. These are great. Burn Away is a great card. 1 red, 4 colorless. You deal 6 damage to a target creature. When it dies, exile all creatures in its graveyards. Exile all cards in its graveyard. So you can just burn and exile everything. We have a Punish the Enemy. 1 red, 1 4 colorless. You deal 3 damage to a creature and 3 damage to a player. So it just burns creature in life. Of course, we need some draw power, so Jace's Ingenuity for 1 of those. 2 blue, 3 colorless, draw 3 cards. This card's amazing. Beacon of Destruction, 2 red, 3 colorless. Deals 5 damage to a target creature or player, and then you shuffle it back into your deck. This thing's amazing. I love it. Another counter spell, so Contradict, 2 blue, 3 colorless. Counter target spell, draw a card. Some more draw power with that spell counter. And then this card is phenomenal. Fireman's Foresight. 1 red, 1 blue, 5 colorless. You search your library for an instant card with converted mana cost of 3. Put it in your hand. Then do it with a 2 mana cost. Put it in your hand. And then a 1 mana cost and put it in your hand. And then shuffle. This card's amazing. It just can get you all of those instants you need and just wipe people. It's amazing. I love it. Alright, now we go into our sorceries. The first sorcery here is phenomenal, and I love it. Breaking Point. 2 red, 1 colorless. Any player can have it deal 6 damage to their life, or it destroys all the creatures, and the creatures can't be regenerated. This card is a good board wipe, or a good hit. It doesn't matter. For that little mana, it's amazing. Our next card is, of course, we need it, and I'm planning on getting at least 1 more of these. This card's great. Mystical Revival, 1 blue, 3 colorless. Return a target instant or sorcery from your graveyard to your hand, and it has a flashback of 1 red and 2 colorless. So I can turn some instants to sorceries. We have 2 of the beautiful Lava Axes. 1 red, 4 colorless, deals 5 damage to your life. Just burn that life away. And we have 1 Blast of Genius. 1 red, 1 blue, 4 colorless. Choose a target creature or player, draw 3 cards, then discard a card, and it deals damage equal to that card's discarded mana cost to that creature or player. So it's a good burn. And we have an artifact. It's Staff of the Mind Magus. I plan on getting Staff of the Flame as well, but 3 colorless. Whenever you cast a blue or a blue island enters the battlefield, you gain a life, so it's some game life for you. And then we have our Planeswalker. Now, this Planeswalker is a questionable Planeswalker. I don't know if I want to keep it or not. But it's great. But I'm debating on if I want to keep it. Tybolt the Fiend-Blooded. 2 red. Your +1 ability is draw a card, then discard a card at random. That's the thing I hate. -4, you deal damage equal to the number of cards in a target player's hand to that player. Great. And then -6, you gain control of all creatures. They gain haste, and yeah, it's amazing. And it's 2 health starting off. But yeah. So Tybolt the Fiend Blooded is my Planeswalker. Everything else, that's the deck. I mean, yeah, that's the deck. So I hope you guys enjoyed. That's about all I have for my Izzet deck. My Izzet deck, I love it, but I'm debating on some editing. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching. Pac-Man Trolls is out. Peace.